Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney and today we are going to review 5 fragrance oils or Attars. Now these are from the house of Yasmin Fragrances and these were recently launched by them. Now the beauty about this particular line of fragrances that they have is a blend between two worlds. So there is a blend of naturals and synthetic. So here the natural commodity that they've gone for is the oud element on this particular fragrance, which is natural, and the other elements are synthetic, right? So there are 5 Attars and let's begin talking about the scent profile and how the fragrances and all of that. So the first one we'll talk about is called Misty Oud Royale. Okay, now this is a fragrance that opens with basically oud, and then it's got saffron and it's got rose, right? Now what you get with this particular attar or the oil is that the oud on this particular one is a little bit of a skanky animalic type of oud that you open with, okay, and then after a few minutes you get the slight sweetness of the saffron and then you get the earthiness of the patchouli. But on the whole you get a fragrance note which is very masculine, which is very dark, because this is a no frills kind of a fragrance. And what I've realized, one thing with the line of this particular Attars from Yasmin Fragrances, is that all of them are mostly mature scents. Now this is definitely, Misty Oud Royale is definitely for somebody who is talking about a serious scent that he wants, attar that is basically talking about a good strong oud commodity and then a little bit of that saffron sweetness that you get after some time, and then the earthiness that I spoke about, right? That's a pretty good scent, especially for evening wear, and even in day wear you could definitely wear it. It's not something that's going to get repulsive in the daytime, but a good time would be the evening wears to wear, because of that skankiness of that oud that is there, and that sweetness of saffron makes it a very nice fragrance. When you consider for fragrances for yourself, this is not something that might get you compliments from a lot of people, but on the whole this is a very good dark gentleman type of a scent that you can wear. Okay, so this is Misty Oud Royale. The next one that we'll talk about is Majestic Cambodia. Okay, now the Majestic Cambodia is a fragrance that's got a lot of woody notes to it, and aside to woody notes, it's also got musk. But another feature that is there in all the others, or most of them, is the element of oud. Now on this particular fragrance, you get a nice vibe of that woody element, and then you get a lot of huskiness and like vetiverish type of a vibe, and then you get a lot of earthiness on this particular fragrance. The woods here are mostly dry type of woody elements, so that's why you get a lot of that dry woody earthiness, and then you have a lot of that musk that comes into this picture. Now the oud on this particular one is very mellow, very smooth and very nice, so you don't really get a lot of that skanky oud that you kind of got with this Misty Oud Royale. You don't get that, but what you get is a lot of the earthy vibe to it, a little bit of that powdery creamy element that you kind of sniff, and then of course you can get that nice musk element as well. So that is the type of signature profile of this particular fragrance, and this is again for somebody who likes to wear musk fragrances along with a little bit of woody undertone. You can definitely consider this. Although this talks about Cambodia, which is basically the Cambodia oud on this particular fragrance, I don't find that as a very repulsive nature, because wherever I've sniffed Cambodia oud, it's pretty strong animalic. That's not the case in this case. It is mostly a nice mellow woody fragrance with a little bit of musk element. So that is Majestic Cambodia. Next, let's talk about a fragrance called as Heritage of Bengal. Now this has got saffron, raspberry, patchouli, musk, and another very nice important element, which is a non-oud element on this one, is called as vetiver. Now this particular fragrance, for me, I kind of liked it a lot because the raspberry and the saffron together give a nice sweet plus a tartness onto this particular fragrance. Now aside to that, you still get that nice musky element which is there, which is of a black musk. That is very nice. It's got light hint of sweetness because of that saffron, right? So it gives you a very good vibe to it. And then after a few minutes time, it starts moving into dry down, and in the dry down you get a good amount of vetiver, which is a nice earthy vetiver that you get. And that makes this particular fragrance very, very nice. Now, I think this is the only one which does not have oud in this particular series, or the oud is not mentioned. But otherwise, I kind of like this particular fragrance because this is very mellow, very nice, and very mass appealing. So of the 5, I think this is one of the most mass appealing fragrances. that you can definitely wear, although this is not very sweet. Okay, so the sweet element is lightly there because of that saffron and raspberry, not very sweet. It's mostly the amber, musky, earthy element that you get, and that vetiver note makes it for a very nice fragrance. Again, you can definitely wear this for the daytime and definitely in the evenings as well. Because of the vetiver, you can get a good result even during sun or good heat as well, so that should not be a problem. And so this is pretty nice. Okay, so this is Heritage of Bengal. The next fragrance on this list is called Asami Essence, and this is a really nice fragrance because I think they've done this pretty nicely. This has got oud, this has got spices, but this has got strawberry. Okay, now when you put this on, you get a very nice element of a very jammy, pleasant, creamy raspberry or strawberry that's kind of mixed with cream. Okay, so that's the kind of opening that I feel. Okay, though there is spice element and oud, and I think the oud is very, very mellow, very creamy kind of a oud on this particular fragrance. And it's not overly, it's not like a very sweet fragrance. It's very mild, but at that note there is that strawberry which makes it very fruity. Okay, now not the fruity type of fragrance that you wear for day wear, fresh kind of a fragrance. Think about like a milkshake, right, where you have a strawberry milkshake where there is that light element of strawberry that you get, but still you get the creaminess of that milk. That is the type of scent profile this is. Very nice, very pleasant, and this can get you compliments, and you will kind of feel that this is something that can be spread across a room. You will easily recognize it in a nice distance, and I feel this is something that you will enjoy wearing because this gives you a good fruity vibe along with that nice oud. Now, the element of this particular fragrance which makes it even more nicer is the entire composition. The spice element on this particular fragrance is not like the warm spicy element. This is mostly the cold type of spicy, oriental type of spice elements, because of which it makes that light element of sweetness and the creaminess come together very, very nicely. So this is Asami Essence. The last one on this list is called Spice Oud Elixir. Now, Spice Oud Elixir for me has been my most favorite fragrances of all of them, simply because it's got two accords. It's got oud and it's got geranium. Now, when you put this particular attar on, what you kind of get is a vibe of a floral element. Okay, you get a type of opening note which is between a rose and between a flower note like a geranium. Okay, and you get pretty good loud vibe of that rose type of a note. Okay, now the oud again is very sweet here. Okay, very mellow, very beautiful, not at all like harsh anything as such. Very creamy, very soft, very gentle, but at the same time very, very loud. Now, why I said this is the most favorite of for me is because whenever I've worn it, okay, instantly you get recognized that you're wearing a fragrance, one, and second, you get compliments because that note of that geranium or a type of a rosy type of a vibe that you get. So think about it this way, that you think about rose as a fragrance note, and then you think about a woody element which is very creamy, very deep, and a little bit of that type of a saffron, but along with a little bit of floral element. Now that is the type of element that I get, and there is a bit of spiciness but that spiciness opens up after about the few minutes, like 15-20 minutes later you get that spice element, but mostly you will get the geranium and oud, which is very, very nice, right? So compliment getter, hands down, simply the compliment getter of all of them. Now, when you talk about projection, I feel Spice Oud Elixir, where is our Royal Wood Mystique, okay, and Heritage of Bengal. These are fragrances that are super loud, okay, extremely loud in terms of its projection. You will get easily about 3 feet. Now the other two, Asami Essence and Majestic Cambodia, I feel a little lesser, maybe about 2 feet is what you will get, but these three are very, very loud. Okay, that is your Misty Wood Royal, your Heritage of Bengal, and Spice Oud Elixir. They are very, very loud fragrances. Now in terms of performance, I would say that you will get about 5 to 6 hours easy on your skin, okay, depending on the dabs that you do. So I go a little lighter on the fragrance oils because anyway they are pretty loud and they last a little longer, so I go a little lighter. But even with because these are 3 mls, and if you notice they have a smaller opening, okay, considerably if you look at a 12 ml or a 6 ml vial. So the opening is a little smaller is what I feel, and so there it releases lesser amount of oil. Okay, you can kind of see in my hand as well. So I feel you will easily get about 5 to 6 hours of performance easy. You can even go to 7 to 8 hours on some of them. Like for example, Spice with Elixir does about, at least for me, at least for 7 to 8 hours time. Even your Misty Wood Royale does a lot of lasting. So that way you can get good amount of lasting, and if you put it on apparels, you can easily stretch yourself for about 8 to 9 hours, which is I think very good considering the price point that where they're launching at. If you look at all of them, 3 mls are I think at about 200 rupees. I think for 1,000 rupees or odd, you will get the entire 5 fragrances together as a bundle. So I will put in Yasmin Fragrances details of Shoaib Bhai, and you can get in touch with him to get these fragrances from him. Find out more about the 6 ml and 12 ml. The 12 ml I think come in a very nice glass vial as well, or a gold colored glass vial, which is pretty interesting to look at. But otherwise, on the whole, I think they've done a pretty good job in terms of getting the natural blended very well with synthetic elements, and good performance and good projection from all of the fragrances. My absolute favorite definitely has to be Spice with Elixir, because I kind of enjoyed that scent profile. It's really nice, because whenever I worn it, and like I said, I've got compliments, plus my kids always walk up to me and tell me that they can smell the fragrance pretty good from quite a good distance as well. So that is another proof why I think that is really like, and the signature strength of that particular fragrance is good. Now one more element to let you know is that all of them are very mature scents. They are not your playful, casual type of fragrances. They are fragrances that are very strong, very masculine, very you need a mature scent to like all of them, and you can wear them for good occasions, mostly evening wear, definitely celebrations, yes, anything like that you can definitely wear. Okay, Misty Wood I think is something that you will take a little bit more liking, or you need to kind of be cautious about it. But Spice Wood Elixir, Asami Essence, all of that you can definitely wear for office and all of that, and absolutely no problems. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe and share. So on every Saturday now you will get one video for Attar for sure, or Attar fragrance coming your way. So I will try and keep that up. So for details to get this particular fragrances, or whichever you would want, for more details for offer and all of that, get in touch with Yasmin Fragrances. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye now.